Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I'm Aaron.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Cole.
We slum it hard so you don't have to.
Hey, y'all. Y'all bumming and slumming?
Yes, I am. Dude, so last night, which would have been May 3rd, 2019.
Yes.
I was like, I'm going to watch the end of this basketball game. And it was like in the fourth quarter.
Did you say it out loud like that?
Yeah, I did.
You know what?
I said it to my wife. I did.
You
I said it
looked
to my
around.
wife.
You know what, everyone?
I said, I'm going to watch the end of this basketball game. And it should only be like 10 minutes. They went into quadruple overtime.
Holy
and it was
crap.
so long. It was awesome.
Just call it a draw at that point.
Apparently, it's the first time since 1953 that that's happened, and only the second time ever.
I love it when crap like that happens. My favorite is in baseball when they're like, this is the first time in the modern era that, since like 1908 or whatever.
But those dudes were so like... It's funny because
like everyone fouled out by that point.
No, they weren't. Only one guy fouled out, which is crazy. They wasn't a whole lot of, and most of them, I think only like one other person had even 5. But those dudes were like dying. It was awesome.
Yeah, they must be.
It was funny to see.
And the Blazers won. Sorry,
Yeah,
spoilers.
They did.
Spoilers for people listening to this a week after the game happened.
But what was funny was, I know, a week or more. Week and almost 2 weeks. Oh no, less than a week.
No, it'll be a week.
Less than a week, like 5
Slightly
days,
less
6
than a
days. So they brought in Rodney Hood at the end, in like the last overtime only. And everyone's like exhausted, and he comes in like skipping.
Like
he literally skipped across the court. And I'm pretty sure that's what won it for them. But it was funny.
Yeah.
They're just sports talk nerds.
That's hilarious. Dude, it's funny because the Blazers, Damian Lillard played for Weber State, which is like it's a 4-year university, but it hadn't been for a long time, but it's here in Utah, and so he's like the golden child for everyone here. Everyone here just loves him.
That's funny.
He's like a rung below Jimmer.
Even though he's way better.
Except that he's actually good in the NBA.
That's funny.
And he's like, he's way good too. That's just
really
so crazy is like that either he got significantly better since college or everyone just like totally whiffed on him.
Yeah. Who knows? That's how I feel about Phil. Wasn't that great in college, but really good now.
Now he's hit his stride.
Yeah.
I'm at my prime.
Dude,
He's
he's doing life at the absolute peak.
He is. It's dime time.
Yeah,
Dime.
life
It's dime time. Well, I don't know why I said dime time. I meant Dame.
What does that mean?
I meant Dame
Oh,
time.
Dime?
I meant Dame time, which is Damian Lillard.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, who is he?
This guy that Cole and I have been talking about
He's
for the last
this
couple
guy that we've been
minutes.
talking about for the last 5 minutes.
If you haven't figured it out from context clues, then you don't deserve to know.
He's a basketballman.
He's a ballman. Bless you, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm allergic to sports talk.
So Aaron,
All right, here I have a question for you guys before you ask me that. If you were on a morning,
turn yourself up a little bit though, because I can barely hear you.
all right, if you were a part of like a morning zoo crew,
Yeah,
which guy would you be?
I'd be the sensible, reasonable one.
No, you wouldn't. But, okay. You'd be the guy that they're like that has to do like a stupid, embarrassing thing every week, and you're like, all right, this week you're gonna run around the building in a diaper or something.
Yeah, you guys make me go to a mall opening and like pee myself or something.
Yeah. And I'd be the guy coming up with that stuff. It's not true. We lost Cole. He's dead.
No, I'm still here.
I think what happened is they don't have
roboting. It was like roboting super hard on my end.
Mm-hmm. I thought they don't have morning radio in Utah, so you were like, just really.
You're like, what?
Out
They
of the
actually
loop.
just have this thing called
What's radio?
They just have what's called music in the spoken word, and it's where the Mormon Tabernacle Choir sings, and then like they read some scriptures between it and stuff.
Right. And then they give you weather and traffic reports.
I thought you meant like spoken word poetry, like slam poetry.
No, that'd be awesome though.
You know what I
They do.
hate when people say like I wrote this spoken word piece, like a speech, like a speech or what?
Yeah.
Are you just gonna like talk, or are you gonna do spoken word?
There's a difference, Aaron. In fact, Aaron, you tell us what the difference is between speech and a spoken word piece.
I don't know.
That's like, hey guys, I wrote this sung song.
Because spoken word is like a modifier for spoken word poetry. But you have to like express that it's poetry.
So you're saying it makes more sense to say, I wrote a poem,
Yes.
I mean, the person, and I'm not defending it. But
No,
I'm
I get it.
assuming that the person would be thinking, well, this is a subset of poetry, right?
And it is.
Aha!
But you wouldn't say like, oh, I wrote a rhyming.
Yeah.
I wrote this rhyming.
No, but it's not rhyming. It would be, I wrote this rhyme.
No, it's rhyming poetry.
I wrote this series of rhymes.
Well, it would be more along the lines of, I guess, like lyric poetry.
I wrote these lyrics.
No, I wrote this lyric.
I wrote this lyric.
I guess. I don't know. It's just funny to
Turn
me.
off your camera, Phil.
It doesn't bother me that much. It's just funny to me. But what were you going to ask me, Cole? Here on the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense.
And I'm Cole. Did I say that at the right time? I'm only getting about every other word,
Yeah.
so
Uh-oh.
I think I got it right, though.
Cole, I've got a feeling that it's not my camera's fault. But, hey, anything for you, bro.
Yeah, I might have to go like yell at my kids to stop streaming Pokemon videos or something.
Whatever you need to do
Yes.
What was I going to
is
say?
acceptable.
What were we
You were-
I
talking
just
about?
want you to be present.
You asked me to tell you about something, or you're about to.
Well, you were going to weigh in on
You said,
spoken
you
word.
said, Aaron, tell us. Why don't you tell us? And then I said,
Oh, on morning radio?
no way, sir.
Oh, I was going to say, what's the latest in Jatipwa, Aaron?
Oh, hilarious. I don't know the latest. I've been out of the loop for how many days? Like,
How many, like, we need to start counting.
Yeah, I have a little
How many
whiteboard.
days?
I have a little whiteboard
It's
that
been-
I write like 0 days since.
I think it's been over a week.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's been like maybe 10? Maybe
No,
less.
it was Monday.
Did you say it's been a while?
It's been all week.
Yes, it's been a week where Aaron has been.
I can tell the story of what happened if you'd like.
Please.
So,
It's an interesting story because it's hard to pinpoint exactly what happened.
but I feel like I've nailed it down, and I think I do know why exactly what
Yeah,
happened.
I feel like it's not that hard. It seems like the pieces are pretty
Yeah.
clear at this point.
So, I have a slight reputation for quote unquote trolling in the group on Facebook, the Facebook group called Gear Talk : Praise & Worship.
Well, wait a minute. You have a reputation of doing that everywhere, but the more of like a
You call
front.
it trolling, I call it doing life. But here's the thing. There's no malicious
The
intent.
difference is, it's like how we give each other a hard time because we actually, and like it's okay because we actually respect and like each other.
Yeah.
And you actually enjoy most groups you're in, but you genuinely dislike Jatipwa. And so,
I mean, that's not entirely fair. I do have enjoyable conversations in there, and
now
I
you're
actually
just being
see. But here's the thing.
Objection, argumentative.
Well, here's my distinction. Here's why I don't think it's fair to label me as such, because I give genuine answers too.
Yes, you do, but you do that for like specifically
like saying,
as a plan.
No, that's not true. I do it
Yes,
from
you
the,
do.
from
You
the
do it.
depths of my soul.
You do it
In all
because
sincerity.
you know that it will help any future argument of, wait, is this guy just an a-hole?
That's not
Spin
true.
around?
But that's like saying I don't murder most people. So like, why are you freaking out just because I murdered a couple people?
No, it's more like this. It would be
I'm
like
watching too many courtroom videos if you can't tell.
it's like if I'm usually nice to you, and then one time I jokingly say something mean,
This is getting...
you can assume that the thing that I said is a joke because of our general relationship.
But that's what I'm saying is you haven't earned that Jatipo because more often than not you are making jokes and you genuinely dislike much of what happens in that group.
That's true, I suppose.
Or at a minimum, the algorithms, like, you get more attention when you're trolling. Those get more...
Those get,
like,
because those
when
are
you...
your best posts.
Yeah, there's like 200 people commenting, but then when you say, hey, does anybody have a nice drive that costs under $150? Like, it's this normal,
Well, it's usually
sensible question.
okay. Here's what it actually
Nobody cares.
is. Usually, when you're saying genuine stuff, it's in reply to somebody else's post.
Yeah,
That
that's
might
true.
be
But a lot of
true.
times
That's
when you're
probably
trolling,
fair.
it's new posts that you make.
Yes,
so it stands out
that
more.
yes, that is definitely.
Still, I would prefer to call it joking than trolling.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's why that group is bad, because they can't distinguish between the two. Like, oh, someone's having fun in this group. We're not supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be talking about, how much of God's money we can spend on guitar gear and stuff.
But I think here's the thing, and I know that this is why you do it, because if you posted the exact same things in our group, people would
That's
just
true.
like nobody would go, oh, I'm so angry at you, Aaron.
That's
Like,
true. That's fair.
There would be zero comments like that. They'd just be like, they'd
which
just
is
be
why you
joking
can't-
back.
Which is why you can't say, like, well, I'm not.
That's true.
It's
That's
just
fair.
making jokes. Like, the entire reason you do it is because you know you're going to get that reaction.
Yes.
And so the fact that you got that reaction,
But here's the other distinction, though, is that at this point, it's like so many people know that that's the case that it's like pointed out immediately. So
Yes.
I feel like there's
people say,
no
here's
harm.
Aaron the troll.
Yeah.
In that group, they know you as Aaron the troll.
Anyway, so that's
wish
kind of
somebody
that's
at
to
some
set
point-
the stage for those who don't know. Go ahead.
I wish people had, like, started calling your Christendom into question or something. Like, this dude probably isn't even saved.
Yeah, dude, would not be surprised.
He's probably not even doing life edits.
Like, dude, if you don't like strats, how can you even like love Jesus?
Who let this guy in here? Does he even own
remember
a Strymon pedal?
One time in that group, I was replying to something, and somebody was like, I know what you are, meaning, like, they know that I'm
Oh, oh my
Mormon.
God.
You know? And I was like, that's like weird. Like,
That is an unsettling
like
thing to say to
bordering
somebody.
on, like, I know it's not hate speech, but it's bordering on, like,
I mean,
discriminatory.
it's definitely that's weird.
Wait,
Yeah.
someone said that when you were like poking at
No,
a T-post?
I wasn't even instigating anything.
You just liked a post and someone DM'd you.
Listen, pal,
We don't take kindly to your kind around
I
here.
know that you have slightly different beliefs about Jesus, so your kind isn't welcome here. And I'd be like, don't all Burnigans have slightly different beliefs about Jesus? Like, nobody can agree on things?
You don't even do life, bro.
Why am I the one that's bad? Yeah, I'm not even...
Take it easy on the likes in this group, all right?
I know you're trying.
know you're not
I know
one
what
of
you're
us.
trying to do.
It's like It's like they're the bad guy in some 80s movie, who's like,
Stay away from my girl.
Yeah.
White
Exactly.
shirt,
It's like,
tie, name badge, not welcome.
no, it's like Remember the Titans,
Yeah. One of your kind beat up my brother when I was 12. I'll never forget it.
And by beat up, I mean invited him to go to church with them.
Everyone knows Mormons. Everyone knows Mormons are terrible drivers.
No, it was one of your kind. Knocked on my door when I was 5 years old.
Do you guys like?
And I watched my dad awkwardly try to make him go away. And I never forgot it.
There for 2 minutes.
Funny. Do you guys listen? Do you guys know Anthony Jeselnik?
Yeah.
Well, when
The
would it be a
comedian.
good time for us to come back?
He has this bit and his joke in his new stand-up special on Netflix, and he goes, "It's like I hate racism." It's like, it's so stupid. How can somebody hate an entire group of people just based on one thing that they all do?
That's funny.
Yeah, Anthony
It is
Jeselnik's
funny.
pretty great.
This one's kind of rough.
Is it?
He has like a 10-minute thing about how much he loves murder-suicide, which is like, whoa.
Wait,
He is
Aaron,
like
yeah.
very.
Yours?
He
obviously
is, like,
doesn't.
very edgy.
Yeah.
Or like,
you haven't
tries
finished
to
your
be
story.
edgy.
I know. He wants to offend people.
Somehow Bill Burr, like I started getting all these Bill Burr recommended. Do you know who Bill Burr is?
Dude, me
Yes,
too.
He's the freaking
On YouTube.
worst. Okay, like why is that happening?
Yeah.
I hate Bill Burr. He's like the worst. He's like the shock jock version. Oh my gosh,
That's how
I
he
can't
talks.
stand it, and I don't know why it's happening. YouTube.
He's
if
like
you're listening
Archie
to this-
Bunker.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's like the morning shock jock version of a stand-up comedian.
They're trying to indoctrinate us. It's a right-wing conspiracy from
it honestly
the
is, 'cause
conservative arm of YouTube.
He's like one of the few.
If we all got
more
him at the same
right-wing
time, then
stand-ups. So I keep
mean-
I keep clicking on not interested every time it pops up, and they still keep popping up.
Oh, no. I made the mistake of watching one on Conan, and now there's like,
Yeah, me too.
I get all of
Bullcrap.
them.
Like I watch like 100 Hannibal Buress videos, and they don't recommend any of those.
I also get there's
you've watched them all.
There's one dude, I don't even know his name. Some dude who like Steve something, and it's always like,
Harvey.
no. It's like this dude handles a heckler.
Oh yes, yeah.
I get him on Facebook all the time.
Yeah, that's like what. He
I'm like, dude, you're
mostly
not
does.
even funny though.
He has like a pretty unusual last name. It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
It's got to be like Greek or something like that.
Yeah, something.
Not normal.
I'm sure if
is
I
what I'm
clicked
trying
on
to say.
like recommended videos, it would just be on the top.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, he's not
Stupid.
funny. It's just like he yells back. Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny. Because I was just trying to figure out who it is, and so I looked up Steve Heckler, and there's a company called Steve Heckler,
Steve
and
Heckler.
Associates.
oh nice.
He's the founder and executive director and CEO of Twin Cities Jazz
Steve-
Festival.
Oh nice. Steve Heckler is.
Mother Heckler. Oh, Steve Hofstetter.
Oh.
Right?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not funny, and that's like his entire YouTube channel is based on him quote unquote owning hecklers. But
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, it's not. It's like hecklers with like legitimate beefs, and then he just like shouts them down or whatever.
Like, legit, they got legitimate beeves. These hecklers.
That's a different YouTube channel that I watch. Legitimate beefs.
So a couple of weeks ago, this guy named Lance, what's his last name?
Bangs. Bass.
Seymour?
Seymour, yeah. Lance Seymour, who is the emperor of the Gear Talk empire. He introduced, so Facebook introduced this thing called mentorships in Facebook groups. So Lance
kind of
was pushing those.
It's kind of an interesting idea to say like, okay, in this group, expect to see a bunch of jokes about this, and it's not because anyone's being, like to help people understand the tone of the group or whatever. Isn't that what it's for?
The mentorships?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they're actually more along the lines of, so they're not designed for that type of group. I don't think more so, but they are like, it's like a networking feature. So like, oh, you want to learn about business. So you like hook up with someone who knows more about business and they like mentor you through Facebook.
Yeah. That's what Facebook needs to be one step closer to
it needs
LinkedIn.
to be more like LinkedIn.
That's what it is. Anyway, so they introduced that in all of the Gear Talk groups. And of course, it's hilarious. So I signed up for it to be a mentor.
It's exception. I don't know if it's hilarious, like inherently so, but in that group, it is bonkers.
Oh yeah,
yes, that's
very,
right. Yes,
like it's the culmination of everything that we make fun of about that group.
Well, the funniest part about it is like a lot of people signed up to be mentors, and I don't think very many people signed up to like be mentored. So like,
obviously,
there's people
because it's a bunch of Christians. They all think
they're all signing up, but they're all like, Like, I went to have like I have a worship. I have a music degree from whatever Christian university I went to. And they're all like, I've studied theory and I know all this stuff, and I'm like, you're not going to teach somebody theory through Facebook.
And
anyway,
also,
so
like, I'd rather have a mentor in there that's like, hey, I got an actual degree and have an actual job that's useful in the world.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I also have a minor in Bible, so I understand the theological implications for pedals choosing.
Hey now.
A minor in Bible with an emphasis on the 4 Gospels.
Sounds stupid. I mean, I'm not saying having a minor in Bible is.
I wrote my
stupid.
thesis on 2 Timothy.
I would argue that having a minor in anything is stupid.
Why, Aaron?
Because you don't get a degree for
what
it.
I'm saying.
Not having it, but bragging about it, I would say.
Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have
That's
a minor.
the distinction I was trying to come to.
I have a minor in math.
But you don't like have a minor. You don't actually have a minor. You just like, it's something that you do. Like I minored in.
No, it was granted to him.
I have a minor.
Was it? You have a sub degree?
Yeah, I think it's like, well, I don't know.
It's probably written on the thing.
Yeah, it's like a
that he
part
got.
of your diploma or whatever.
And
I have a minor in French too.
You don't think so?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
What if you could minor?
You have a French minor?
Yeah, dude.
I got a bunch of Chilean. I got Chilean minors up the wazoo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dang it, Aaron. I was gonna say if you could minor in Chilean studies or something like that. You'd be like, dude, I got a Chilean minor. That's one of my favorite ongoing bits in my brother and me. They always like say like the Chilean miners emerging from the mine when they start off their episodes. It's been like 7 years since that happened. I think I'm gonna go as a Chilean miner next year for Halloween.
That's a good bit.
See if anyone remembers.
How do you do that?
I took the time to. Speaking of, proper nouns that are no longer culturally relevant. I took like at least 5 minutes, which is 5 minutes way too long, to explain to my sophomores who Kevin Federline was and is. They're like, "What?" And I was like, "Okay, you guys."
That should have been really easy though. Like, do they not know who Britney Spears is?
Husband.
No, I said, okay, so Britney Spears, and then I started talking about, like, they're like, okay, well, what's the big deal? Why is that a big deal that she married some guy named Kevin? And I go, because...
Oh, like they don't understand her significance. She's
that was like another part of it.
Insignificance.
Yes, exactly. That was the thing. It's like, okay, Britney Spears, at the time...
Imagine if, like, Taylor Swift married some random backup dancer.
Yeah.
Yes,
it'd be like
from Fresno.
It'd be like if Kim Kardashian married not an NBA player or not an amazing, like a famous rapper or something.
like a DoorDash deliverer, right? And
I
then
thought you said Jordash deliver.
Dude, do they do delivery now? I got to get on that.
I got a whole new revamped
You know
website.
if Jabot does delivery yet? I got to get some new Jabots. Did you guys have
I don't know what
Jabot?
that is. I don't know what that is.
Jabot jeans?
I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just a
I
Utah
don't know
thing.
Jabot.
It's a French thing. Like it's
I know Jinko.
no, they were like in the early '90s. It's like a French Girbaud, Jabot, and it had a little tag
No.
like, right on the crotch. Dude, we're gonna get so many people writing in to be like, guys, Cole, it was absolutely right.
I mean, I believe you, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that is
I don't
like
think you're lying.
unique to your experience.
That's like a dude, they still
Jabot.
sell them at Walmart. Nice. I think Levi's probably bought them.
At Walmart or on Walmart.com?
Touche. Let's see if it's
Because you can get almost anything on Walmart.com.
I think that's how they advertise. Oh yeah, the guy's name is Maurice Francois Jabot.
They look like good jeans, though.
But they have like a little tag on like right on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was always like rumors about, oh, what does Jabot actually mean? It's like just some dude's name, but it was like, oh, it means like open here for pleasure or something. It's like it's one word means that whole thing. Like that's not how French works.
Yeah, the French are a complicated people.
It's like hieroglyphics.
Yeah, exactly.
What does this
It's like
hieroglyph
simplified
mean?
kanji or something like that.
Dude, these jeans are crazy, and they're 350 euro.
Yeah,
Is it euros or euro?
euros.
Okay.
I think.
sure?
I mean, I'm not like the person to. But yeah,
All
they're,
of our ghosts out there, let us know.
they're pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
So everyone write in, tell us your Jabot stories, and then Jinko was like, Jinko came out after. Jabot was like the boy band or like the R&B, the white guy R&B, like you would peg him at the bottom or whatever. And then Jinko was like the Marilyn Manson, 9 Inch Nails kid.
They're like raver jeans, yeah.
Yeah. And
Maybe it's
like,
because
oh,
you had
have
older,
that
like
tiny-
older
You have
brothers.
that tiny pocket for drugs. I have this pocket that can hold like a liter of drugs.
I was gonna, a 2-liter bottle of soda is like the.
Yeah,
I can fit an entire person
like
in my leg.
like a laptop. I can put a laptop in my back pocket. Like a 17-inch MacBook Pro in my back pocket.
Like an old school laptop where it's like
Yeah,
4 inches thick.
yeah, exactly.
Which is perfect for
Has like a cereal port.
going to the pit.
Heck yeah, dude.
When I go into the
Protect
pit,
yourself.
the thing I want in my back pocket
It's a laptop.
is a 2003 laptop.
Dude, I grew up in an agricultural community, so the cool kids wore Wranglers where I came from in the 90s. Isn't that wild?
That is kind of wild because here that was like the least cool thing you could be was a cowboy.
Yeah. They would wear, I remember this distinctly. The outfit of choice was like Red Wing chukka boots, Wrangler jeans, and some random like Billabong t-shirt or something.
See,
So-
in my school it was like like Hurley, is that the brand that I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that guy.
It was like the t-shirts with skateboard or surfing brands on it and then just like normal jeans or whatever.
Yeah.
So when I was in junior high, I lived in the Central California Valley, and
Okay.
This is before or after the South Bay?
it was before the South Bay.
So first, okay, SenCal
You're in
to South
SenCal?
Bay. Dude, you should
Yes.
name
SenCal.
that. That should be the title of your.
You dead man?
That should be the title of your memoir.
Okay.
SenCal to South Bay, the Phil Eisenhower story.
So there were
Doing
also
live.
the cowboy look was very prevalent because there were a lot of farms in
Where was this specifically?
ranches.
Was this like Fresno area?
Visalia.
The Central Valley.
Visalia, which is an hour I can't remember which direction from Fresno.
Does it really matter?
But it is like east of the.
Cole is asking.
It is like east of the mountains, though.
No, I'm just joking. I'm saying, does it matter like which direction it was?
Oh yeah, if it's an hour from Fresno, we know where it is.
Yeah, okay. So what I remember thinking was very interesting was that, and maybe this
The amazing thing is, honestly,
junior
you can
high.
drive any direction from Fresno for an hour and you'll end up in Visalia. It's just a circle. It's a ring around.
It's a ring.
It's like a weird time
It's
portal
like a flat
loop
Earth
thing.
scenario.
No, it's just a thin band in a circle, like
Yeah.
an hour away from.
Yeah, and it's
Fresno.
like you post something on their Craigslist, and it's like, oh, how far away? Wow, dang, it's going to take like 2 hours to get there.
You got to drive through Fresno to
Yeah.
get to the other side of Visalia.
It's like the opposite end.
But like there were kids who wore like actual farm clothes to school, right? Like clothes that
Like they
that
got
looked
up,
like they were
got up and farmed
Yes.
and then went to school.
Yes. And then there were other kids that sort of dressed more like Clint Black, or who's that? Why am I forgetting the guy that's like
Brooks?
mega famous? Garth Brooks.
Tim McGraw.
Like those country singer shirts back in the early 90s that were like that looked really expensive, but they were like a I don't even know what they're called.
They had like the perloid buttons on them, and
But they were specifically like
Western shirts.
but like 90s fancy Western
yeah.
is what I'm talking about. And there were kids that dressed like that every single day.
Oh, like rodeo shirts?
Is that what
Like
it's
Travis
called?
brand?
The
rodeo
farmer
shirts?
kids were probably like, that's like the ultimate privilege. Like, I have to dress like this because I'm on an
Yes.
actual farm, and you're like choosing to dress like
That's
that.
what I always wondered. Like, okay, I didn't have the balls to ask, but I always wondered, okay, is this guy like just completely faking it, or is he like a rich farmer? Right? Like, is it like
He's just got a.
Well, it is.
He's
There's
just
like
on
a
his
distinct
farm
difference
ordering,
between.
ordering a bunch of people around,
yeah, other people to do work,
Yeah, other people.
or is it like is he just a complete poser? And there were a lot of both of those kids.
Yeah, and that's.
I always found
and
that
so
really
the
fascinating.
concept that there would be somebody who would be a poser posing as a farmer is like so. Like, of all the
rich
things,
farmer.
like, at least be a poser and pretend to be a skateboarder or something like that. Like a normal kid.
Something cool.
It's
Yeah.
just all about the Benjamins, baby.
Like, yeah, dude.
Because there is a difference, and I experienced this not firsthand, but there's a very big difference between farmer kids and farm worker kids. Like working on a farm is very different than like being the white people that own a farm.
Yes, exactly.
And there was also a difference between like some kids would be like, "Oh yeah, I work at the farm in the summer," and they're like, "What do you do?" "Well, I drive a tractor." Okay,
Yeah,
it's different.
you're not working on a farm.
Yeah.
You're not like picking whatever all day.
Right, exactly. Anyway, so what happened was I signed up to be a mentor.
What had happened was
I signed up to be a mentor, and it was going great. I had 4 or 5 people who signed up pretty much immediately to be mentored by me.
I thought you said you had 12.
Well, I probably lied. That's a joke.
Okay, the story was going to be really good if you had 12.
Oh, well, now
And
it's
then
not.
one of them betrayed you.
Still good.
Had 12 main ones. I like 3 the best. And then I'm just kidding. What am I saying? What am I
One
doing?
was kind of shady. I wasn't sure about.
He was in charge of the money.
Someone would do. Yeah. He was charge of the money.
That's not racist, Cole. It's true. He was in charge of the
Someone has to watch the money.
How could
Now,
it
if you
be
said they were
racist?
all in
Weren't
charge
they
of the
all
money,
Jewish?
if you said they were all in charge of the money, that would be racist.
Yeah, exactly. They were all obviously in charge of the money,
Yeah,
as they still are today.
clearly not true. So I signed up, and everything was fine.
Yeah.
Everything was great.
You weren't like
then-
It was fine.
You weren't like telling people to hate Jesus or something.
No, it was like okay, I'm going to be full transparency here. I've had some legitimately good conversations that came out of my mentorship program. So There you go.
Name all of the good conversations that came out of the mentoring
No, they're
program
private.
that involved
They
you
are
and me.
private. Oh, you and me? Well, that's up to you. I would never reveal that information, but
I feel like this is a trick.
You name a conversation.
you just give it a name.
Okay, so then
So it was great. And then I made a fatal mistake. My
Over and
hamartia
over
got
for
to me.
a couple days.
No.
Yes.
No. I don't believe that that's true.
let him
What
tell
happened?
his truth, Phil.
Okay.
I think you're wrong, Phil. So then I went into regular Gear Talk and decided to also become a mentor there, and was immediately banned from both groups.
Which is the one that Lance, that's like the only one that Lance actually cares about, I think.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
We have heard that Lance does not give a...
He has told us.
From his own mouth to our ears.
Oh, that's true. He did say that to us.
Yes.
When we talked
In
to
person.
him. From his mouth up to our ears, because he's about a foot shorter than...
It was
Well,
like
and down to
directly
Aaron's ears
directly
because at
into
the
my
time
ear.
Aaron
It
was-
was directly
No, it
into
was
my
about
ear.
straight across to Aaron's ears. As he was sitting down.
I was like, man, Lance is really tall. Everyone says he's short, but he seems tall to me.
Aaron forgot that he was sitting down.
Anyway, so he apparently, he doesn't like that group that much.
Well,
It's like
just because
it's the kids' table.
Because I mean, he dislikes it for many of the same reasons we dislike it, but for him, it becomes a problem.
Right.
Like it's not like stressful to us when people act like idiots in Jatipa. It's just funny. But for him, it's like, it's like your kids being idiots.
So anyway, so I'm out now.
Well, so wait a minute. But you got to... Give the details. Don't just say...
What do you mean? There are no details. That's the
Yes,
that was the entire story.
You're leaving out the funniest part.
Okay, I don't know what that is then.
The funniest part is that you posted over and over again, and you're saying that didn't matter, which
That had
may
to
or may not be
factored
true.
into it, because you got like
I don't think so. I doubt
got,
it.
like,
I really don't think so.
Okay, then tell us how you worded the post in Gear Talk. Because if it was just one post, then it had to have been...
You didn't even post in Gear Talk, did you? You just joined the mentor program?
Yeah, I said if anyone wants me to mentor them, and then I posted a link to it.
See, no, there's no way that would have pissed him off and kicked you out of both.
Why?
Because that's a thing that other people are saying. He was like, "Who's this guy?" and then clicked and saw all of your other ones.
No, he looked at my mentorship probably profile, and it said things like, "I can help you be funny" or whatever. And he's like, "No, no,
really?
I don't like that."
Okay, these are the details we need.
Yeah, but it's not what you thought. And I don't remember that. I don't remember exactly
Give
what
us
I
the
said.
details,
Just
Aaron.
give us the freaking details, Aaron.
I have given you details. I don't know why you're so mad
I'm
about this.
impressed. I've been watching like all these courtroom videos. I don't know why. I don't know why I do the things that I do, but it's hilarious how many people like.
So here's what happened. Here's why. Because
I know how to answer
I'm
questions.
I did it.
Like I didn't.
I did it
This
in a
is
funny
exactly what
way.
It sounds like.
No, I did it in a funny way, and he obviously takes the mentorship thing seriously. And
Which
he
is
was not
hilarious.
happy that I made a joke about it, and so he kicked me out of the group. That's it.
See, that's what we want to know.
But you know that.
No, but that
What
we
were the
didn't know
jokes,
that. We
Aaron?
didn't. All you said was you signed up for the mentorship program and he kicked you out.
But okay, well, I should have assumed. I assumed that you knew that I didn't take the process
no,
seriously.
because up till that point you were trying to give us this BS about I had all these meaningful conversations and
No, I did.
and we knew you
I
didn't
said
take it
that
seriously,
as,
but we didn't know how he
out of
knew.
surprise.
exactly. We knew you didn't take it seriously, but we didn't know that you set up your profile to let everyone else know you didn't take it seriously. That's a key piece
Well,
of
no,
evidence.
because I did take it seriously in this way.
Yes, but that is not the way that they want you to
Listen
take it
to me.
seriously.
Listen to me. I took the program seriously enough to not lie about what I could offer to the program.
Yeah, but like that is a very
again,
important
we didn't
piece
know
of
that.
information that the
Yes.
way that the thing that you have
you're
to
getting
offer
very
to the
upset
program
about
is
this.
obviously not what they want.
Because the way you said it was, he looked at your name and kicked you out.
I didn't say that.
No.
That is exactly what
Yes, you did.
never said he looked at my name.
You said
I joined
posted,
the mentorship program.
I would like to be
and
your.
then he kicked
I
me
would
out
like to be your
immediately.
mentor.
Yes.
I would like to be your mentor, and he was like, "Get this guy out of here."
That's how it happened.
No, there was more information than that.
Okay, well, I don't know how it happened because I wasn't involved in the process. It happened behind
Yes,
my
but
back.
that is a very important piece of evidence.
Okay.
Actually, I love the idea that Lance suggested, hey, I've got this new idea for mentor programs. And then everyone who signs up, he goes, get out of here. And he like, kicks everyone out of the group.
It's like a
who
test.
suggests that they could be a mentor. Yeah, exactly. It's like anyone who says, I can be a mentor.
Like he's trolling the group. And he's like, anybody dumb enough to
Yeah.
want to be a part of this mentorship program does not belong
No, it's
here.
like if you believe that you have
You
something
believe
to
that
offer
you have
someone
as
else.
much to offer as he does. Like he's the only one that's qualified.
It's like Pharaoh killing all the firstborns
But then why would
when
he
he
start
hears
the
the prophecy
program?
of Jesus. What?
Why start the program if he doesn't think anyone is
Aaron, so
eligible?
you're obviously withholding information, and then
I'm
being
not
defensive
withholding
about it.
information. I
You
don't
aren't
care.
anymore, but you were.
I was not withholding information.
He could be withholding other information. We don't know.
I wasn't thinking about it.
And
I
I,
asked you
was sleeping
specifically.
with Lance's wife. But
You
that's
did not ask me
irrelevant.
specifically. What you said, okay, saying give us details is not asking specifically. That is general. That is vague.
Okay. What led up to you getting kicked out?
And I told the story.
I was minding my own
This
business.
is the question.
And I was hit by
This
a bus.
is the question that you're asking me.
Oh, really? How did you get
This
hit
is
by
the
a bus?
question
Well,
you're
I was minding
asking
my
me.
own business.
What specific thing that you said did Lance see that made him ban you? You know that time when you weren't around and he didn't tell you what it was? What was it? What was the
But-
thing that you don't know?
But now you know, because you joined the mentorship program, which would make him go look at your profile. And if your profile said,
And
hey, I'm
Aaron-
going to teach you how to be a dork in this group.
I didn't say that,
Aaron,
though.
let's take a step back
What did
here.
your profile say?
The whole reason
I
you're
don't
telling the story
remember.
right now. The whole reason you're telling the story right now is so people can laugh with you. So
Yeah, so why are you
it's
getting so
an
mad
easy-
at me?
It's an easy
because you're doing a bad
it's
job of helping
volleyball
people
set.
laugh with you.
It's a volleyball setup. Like now you tell us what are the funny parts, and you're like, well, I don't know. He just kicked me out.
I don't know.
Tell us
I'm
the
telling
funny
you what I
stuff.
know. You can't expect me to remember something that I did as a joke like a week and a half ago.
But you know,
Okay, in Aaron's defense,
because here's the thing:
He's
You
got
would-
piles of jokes all the time.
Yes, and also like you know, if you would have set up your profile to not want them to know if you were joking around or not.
No, it was clearly, but it wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't like a bad
It was
joke as far as I know.
It was clear that you were not taking it seriously, and so that is
Yes.
a part of the joke.
And Lance crumpled you.
Dude, he
Yes.
freaking crumpled you.
I wasn't taking mentorship seriously right now.
Yeah.
I was just kind of not taking mentorship seriously.
Yeah.
And he
Dude, you got
crumpled
freaking
me.
crumpled by Lance.
And he led me out of the group that
You aren't
night.
even a cripple anymore. Still crumpled you.
Let me out of the group.
That's Lance telling the story. I crumpled that kid. I led that man out of the group that night.
Oh man, Bernigans are stupid. Okay, so
Anyways,
what do you guys think about guitars, though?
you guys always apply way more malicious intent to my actions than are actually present.
It's not malicious
we're
intent.
Not,
Like,
we're-
I'm not even
We're
saying-
saying you
I'm
did a
not saying
bad
that
job
you-
of telling the story. We're not saying there's malicious intent.
Yeah.
We're saying
Wait, here, do me a favor. Go there and see if you can find if my mentorship profile still exists.
I doubt it. I bet when you get kicked out of the group, because somebody would mention.
I don't know because I'm still getting notifications for all my mentorships that say like continue this, ask them about this, talk about this.
Well, because it kicks to Messenger.
I know, but
He doesn't have the power to kick you out of Messenger. If he did, that would be freaking rad.
no, it wouldn't. That would be awful.
Okay, let's see here.
Like you have to petition.
Uncalled for.
Well, wait a second. So how do you find?
I don't even know how to find.
This is fascinating listening. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'll talk.
You
This
you look
episode.
and I'll
This
say-
episode
and I'll
is
talk to
sponsored
Aaron
by
about why he-
Sinusoid.
Yeah, you talk about our sponsors.
Yeah.
Pro Audio
Yeah, there
Couture.
you go.
They make great cables. They actually just came out with a new Tech Flex color. and I don't think anyone knows the name of it yet because they had a contest on their Facebook group for their customers about whoever names it gets a free one.
Claims it.
Yep. If you name it, you claim it.
Name it and claim it.
I decided that they should name it Germanium because it's red, yellow, and black, like the German flag. So it's German, but also germanium is like guitar related.
A thing that stuff is called.
Right? Yeah.
I kind of like that.
I do too. I thought it was great. Sinusoid, dude, the new Squatch boards have been popping around. They look so good. And this is, I'm not going to like disparage anybody, but the new ones look way better than the old ones.
And
the old ones looked great, but the new ones look like even like
they do. There are some details that
it's a step above.
Some Dan details.
Dan Dolan
did you find it, Cole?
No, but it's just funny
Cole's
because
giggling.
I'm searching for his name. I searched for your name, and just like it brings up every post that you've started, and it's like, how did you not get booted from this group sooner?
Well, okay, let me give you one more detail that could be part of it. So one of the things that was funny to me was for like a day, for like not even a day, for like it was like a 15-minute period that I did this. But I just went through into the Gear Talk Praise and Worship group, and anybody who asked a question, I commented, "Oh, I can mentor you on this."
Yes, exactly.
But I didn't get booted for that. I don't think that was part of it.
But it's freaking funny.
I'll tell you why.
It.
Because nothing happened until I signed up in the regular Gear Talk group.
I know, but he wouldn't have done it just because you signed up in the regular. He clicked on your name and then looked and saw that that's what your activity was. And he was like,
maybe. I don't think so.
This guy's freaking making fun of me.
That's what we said he did like 20 minutes ago. Ooh, somebody.
I know, and now he's coming to the conclusion that it might have been
No, but
that.
I'm saying that nothing in the Praise and Worship group had anything to do with Lance's decision to do anything.
But this was like right around the time when you were posting about that freaking boost, whatever nonsense boost.
No, it was later than that. It was like a week later than that.
But still, if he were to look for your name, that's what he would be seeing.
But I'm saying I don't think he did, because I don't think he cares what happens in the other group.
Yeah, so then the one piece of information is what was in your mentorship profile, and that's what you chose to withhold.
Because I don't remember what it was, so I didn't even think about it.
But you said obviously it was you said you remembered it being a joke.
Yes, I've said that.
Yeah, but you didn't say that until after we pressed you for it.
Oh my God.
Hey, careful.
I hate you both so much.
Yeah, just because you hate yourself, because you're doing a bad job of telling funny stories.
No, because you're making like the biggest deal out of the smallest thing.
But that's the only thing. You're saying there's no evidence.
We are mining for comedy.
Well, I didn't even want to tell the story. You brought the story up, so you tell the story next time.
Okay, I'm going to tell a story.
Right.
Hey, funny thing happened.
This guy finally...
Funny thing happened. I got accused of shoplifting the other day. Oh, really? Well, tell us about it. Well, that's it. I got accused of shoplifting. Well, what? Why is that funny? Well, I don't know. I was just minding my own business, and then some guy thought I was shoplifting. I'm confused. Why is that funny? Well, there was this other thing. I mean, I did accidentally wander out of the store with a surfboard under my arm that I didn't pay for, but I don't see how that's relevant.
That's not the same.
To the comedy of the story.
It is very much the same thing, but that's okay.
That's not a funny story. To be accused of something that you did is not funny.
Exactly. But at least it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. Why would I complain? Why would someone complain about being accused of something that they did?
Just like you're complaining about being kicked out of the group for making a joke profile.
I'm not complaining about it. That's the difference.
But you're saying that it wasn't just... No, I don't know why he did it.
Funny thing.
You kept saying, I don't know
why he did it. I told you I do know why he did it.
Aaron, I'm going to murder you.
You're saying that you're acting like I'm incredulous about this, and I'm not. I completely understand it.
Nobody's acting like that. You said, let me tell you a story.
I didn't say that. Someone said, why don't you tell us a story?
And then you didn't tell the story.
I don't think that's
But this person... no, that comment isn't worth reading. I got excited because somebody replied to one of my comments in Jatipo and I couldn't remember what I had said, but it's just because somebody somebody posted, guitars are like lightsabers. You're not really a Jedi until you build your own. And then
assemble.
It's just some freaking Warmouth. Yeah. So I just
wait. So if you build a guitar, become a Jedi?
Yeah, but then he didn't build a guitar. He just bought some Warmouth parts and put it together.
I mean, he built it from parts.
So, like, if you swap the neck on your guitar, you built a guitar.
No, you remodeled your guitar. That's a remodel.
It's a reno.
Yeah, it's a renovation.
I feel like the ultimate, the true thing that I will never do, and it's because it's like the hardest part.
Tell us your truth thing.
Is making a neck.
Yeah. Because that's...
Like starting with a block of wood and ending with like frets that are perfectly lined up in the right place.
Because like the body
super
can
hard.
be anything. The neck, like you can tell a huge difference in a neck profile that's just slightly different. So like not only the fretwork is one thing, but even just shaping the neck to be usable would be really hard, I think.
I feel like the frets are probably more more easily done in terms of like you can learn to do that. But
if you spend enough time on it, you'll get to a point. And like if you mess with
because you can get like a template. You can't really get a template for like shaping a neck by hand.
Exactly.
I guess that's true.
But still, it all like factor. And if like it's not perfect,
not that it's easy, but
then you're screwed. Like the body can be anything, and as long as the bridge is in the right spot, then it doesn't really matter.
Right. True.
But there's so many ways to screw up a neck. And the nut.
See, that's why I think like building is not like building a guitar is not the thing about it is like crafting it or like designing it that is the tricky part.
That's why like the freaking what's that company? I hesitate to even joke about you loving this company because you're already on the defensive. But what was that company that you loved at NAMM so much? That buys
Black 35,
yeah,
Blackwater.
That's why like if you say, I don't know, like as soon as you're buying necks, you're in a completely different category of guitar builders,
right?
You know.
Yes.
Yeah, because even like the people who are so like Jennings guitar, for example, everything that they do is like made on a CNC machine. Is it CNC machine?
Yeah.
Or just CNC?
CNC machine is fine.
It's all CNC'd.
It's not like ATM machine.
Right. There's no M in the acronym. So
CNCM. Oh, he uses a CNCM?
A CNCM machine.
No, because that's CNC Music Factory, I think.
Ooh.
Oh, you're talking about the Miami Sound Machine right now?
It's such a good vibration.
But even like someone like that who is very open about like using CNC to cut parts, they're still finishing and shaping the necks by hand. Like that's still being done in house. Whereas if you're buying a neck, you're not doing that. Like you're starting with the finished product.
Like they are still the ones taking it from a block of wood.
Yeah.
Like, even if a machine is doing most of the work, that's how like.
But even if they outsource the actual like CNC cutting of it, but then got the raw cuts and shaped it in house, like that still would be the same to me.
Yeah, like these fools are buying like finished necks, so they're obviously not shaping anything on them.
Right.
Ooh, yeah, and we all know that the Finns make the best necks.
Oh, I get it.
Are you talking about the Miami Dolphins?
No. Those Finnish necks.
Are you talking about the Miami Marlins?
No.
Sore Marlins, sore?
Poor
Poor
Marlins. They're one of the saddest. What's the company that I started following that they make this guitar? They do everything like purely out of CNC, but everything is like so perfectly done. It seems like Corey Wong was playing one of their guitars.
Toby Wong?
Why can't I
Toby
think of their name?
Toby Wong. Every time I hear Corey Wong, I think about the opening scene from Reservoir Dogs. When Harvey Keitel is trying to remember Toby's last name. It's like Toby Wong? Toby Wong. even though it's not Toby, it's Corey. But anyway,
Toby Wong, Toby White.
But I do want one of those. I guess Millimetric is the same way. They're like very like precise CNC machine.
I think like a lot of people do. Like Cower does that, and it's like,
yeah,
of course you do. Like if you're doing any amount of volume, other than so like Kevin Equitz is like the one exception that I know of, who's like doing everything with hand tools,
and that's part of what like makes me like. It's not like I have less respect for somebody who builds their guitars with a CNC, but after playing an Equitz and knowing that like, oh, this is how good a guitar can be if it's handmade, it makes me like more interested in a handmade guitar.
Yeah. But I don't think it's like, it's not necessarily a difference in quality or anything. It's just that's the way that he wants to do it. So it's like he enjoys doing that. Other people maybe don't.
Well, but I remember specifically Kevin saying that that when he does, because he does it by hand, that it's like he, you know, shaves or sands or whatever verb you use, and then he picks it up again and, you know, holds it, right?
Yeah.
And then he does some more and he picks it up and holds it. And he said, like, at one point he was shaping a neck and he was not to the point where most builders say you're supposed to get.
Yeah.
But he was holding it in his hand. He was like, well, this just feels right to me. Like,
right.
It wasn't
so he was like, no,
it wasn't even like where most builders say it. It's like he was measuring it and like, well, I'm measuring it and it's not where I need it to be yet, but it just feels right.
Right.
And that's the kind of thing that I don't think happens. Like that can't happen with a CNC machine, right?
Well, because you cut pretty close, probably.
Exactly. So you tell the machine, this is what I want you to do, and the machine does it, and then it's done. Instead of like,
well, not done, but yeah, like you can't go back.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's done. It's done to the point where you can't undo it. You can't put more wood back on it.
Just because I just know that the guys that are doing like CNC stuff, a lot of them are still putting in a considerable amount of work that, like into shaping the neck.
Mostly
and,
on the neck, just because you can't get like you can get a smooth, like the bodies. They'll use like a planer to plane the top.
They're just like finishing it.
And
yeah,
that's
afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But the neck there's a lot that goes into shaping even a CNC neck.
Yeah, because like the CNC bit doesn't do finished curves. Like as well as the
it's like 8-bit.
Exactly. It's like pixelated.
Yeah. But then the other big thing like that you have to take into account is like the finishing work, which is I think where Cower really shines is, well, two things. So the design obviously is a big part of it. You have to like design something that looks good and sounds good and feels good. But then also like the way that they finish their guitars in-house are like really strong, solid stuff, which I think is cool. But who knows?
Yeah, totally. That is like a huge part of it. That, I mean, that's another thing that's very different. And I think Kevin, he did a nitro finish on mine, and that's what he had done mostly up until that point. But I think he's getting away from doing that just because. Partially, it's like very toxic, but also it's really time consuming and it's a pain in the butt.
Oh, really?
And I think it's hard to. I mean, I think it's probably easier to fix mistakes with nitro, but it's like, but it takes so much more time.
But it really is it's a pain in the butt. Like it hurts your butt a lot.
Well, and it's so thin. I think like you can sand through it, and then you're like, oh crap.
Yeah, then you're or like
starting over.
If you can like melt it while you're sanding or whatever.
Oh, really?
So
just turns to mush.
So Frank Brothers is the company I was thinking of. Have you guys heard of them?
No.
No.
So
what do they do?
Give us details, Cole.
They're like a fairly big.
That's a normal question.
How big? How big? Just kidding.
I'll tell you how many followers they have on Instagram.
If you think Frank Brothers are so funny, why don't you give us every freaking detail that could possibly be wanted by anybody?
No, that's not reasonable.
I love
Cole,
it when
give us
I love
the
it when
funny
Andrew
details.
like, why don't you give us details? So
Guys, it's a
Cole,
bit.
Cole
Guys,
is
I'm
going
trying,
to give us the funny details.
James Bay. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, the guy that writes like the music books for kids. Oh, that's Mel. That's Mel Bay.
Mel Bay. Dude, you should spend more time on James Bay and less time on eBay, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm going to do life with my James
So one
Bay.
thing that's interesting about these is they finish...
Whoa.
Are you looking up Frank Brothers?
Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah. So like the model that they're most known for has like kind of symmetrical horns, but they kind of stick out. They actually stick out.
It's like slightly reversed offset
in a similar way to the Equits. But they completely finish the guitar, meaning like they'll put the binding on and the clear coat and everything, and then do all the pickup routing and so like you'll get a guitar that's completely finished, the body, and has no holes in it of any kind, which means that then they go and CNC the pickup routes and they end up looking super clean because there's like no finish on them, you know. So it's kind of wild, but yeah, they all like if you look through his Instagram, you can tell that like all their guitars look like pristine, you know.
It's crazy.
Don't they look good though?
It's cool. They only have one model. I mean, one shape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
It's pretty
solid
cool.
body chamber somehow. I do like.
I like
that.
what you're saying, but I really don't like that body shape.
I like it in the simplest form.
Yeah, with like a telly bridge and. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, so they have like three models, like the solid body, the chambered, and the hollow body, semi-hollow. I like the simple one.
And they actually have one that's very similar to my Equits. It's a red top with binding and then the back and side. And in fact, a lot of theirs are that way, where it's like natural back and sides. And then
I probably wouldn't like choose that over a lot of other things, but I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
And I like that it's kind of unique.
Yeah, totally. The body shape, like it is unique. And honestly, the way that horn sticks out is similar. Like, do you agree that it's similar to the
bottom one,
the
yeah.
Rayburn, like the bottom horn?
But the Rayburn has more curve to it, right? I mean, that one looks kind of like
yes, but it sticks out.
It looks
to
like
the
some kind of
side.
like tweaked Dan Electro or something.
Like most horns,
Yes.
most guitars, like both horns, still point like up towards the headstock, kind of. Where this points more out to the side, and that's how Rayburn is too.
yeah.
right.
Okay.
It looks like the Dan Electro convertible, but kind of tweaked, like a little bit sharper. Anyway, I think it's cool.
But part of why I like, because they'll post videos of them like CNCing all the pickup routing and the like control routing on these like already finished bodies, and it just looks so clean while they're doing it.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
It's kind of cool. Anyways, so check out Frank Brothers. The reason I knew about them is because they were in, I think it was our first year at NAMM. They had like the boutique guitar showcase or whatever, where there's like a bunch of builders that share a booth.
Yeah, I think that was last year.
Well, they do it every year, I think.
Oh, never mind. I thought of something specifically different. I was thinking something different.
But Frank Brothers, yeah, so they had some of their guitars there, and I was impressed by them. So, anyways, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I believe I've presented all the evidence that is pertinent to that story.
Which guitars did they have there that you saw? That's what people want to know.
They had this red one there.
Which red one? Just kidding.
The red one.
Guys, I'm kidding. It's
They
a
had a
bit.
sing-
It's
they
a
had a
joke.
Redman.
I'm trying
They had
to
a Redman
help our
signature
audience
guitar.
laugh a little bit.
Did you know
Can you
Redman
not
has a
take
signature guitar?
everything so seriously all the time?
We've
know.
entered into belligerent territory. Belligerent.
They got a very pronounced volute at the back of the headstock.
Yeah. And they have like an enormous headstock, which I don't really like.
Oh, I kind of like the shape of the headstock though. This is my favorite one. It's white, and it's got, but with like dark natural back, a trapeze with a wraparound bridge, and the pick guard and pickup covers, not covers, but the rings are all like tortoiseshell. It looks freaking cool.
Yeah.
I don't even like tortoiseshell, but I like that.
Yeah. It's like a cool way to use it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a few headstocks that are like this. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones, but like where there's way too much wood past the last tuners, you know? Mm-hmm. And it just makes it look weird to me. Like you can like there's plenty of headstock shapes that are fine, and I don't actually tend to like, some people are like way, I don't know, like people like hate the PRS headstock for some reason.
Yeah.
Which I think it's fine. I mean,
I don't like it,
it's
but
not offensive.
I'm offended by it, but I don't hate it. I find it offensive, but
it's not like
that's
racist.
It. Yeah.
It might be offensive.
I'm not gonna like ever look at one and not get angry.
I mean, it's a good design as far as like having a three per side headstock, but still having like a straight break over the nut. It's like functionally, it's better than most headstocks in that sense.
Yeah, I saw this video yesterday from that dude Daryl Brown. You know Daryl Brown guitar? He's this Canadian guy. Daryl Brown.
Is it Braun?
Yeah. Brown.
So
It's German. It's German, guys. Daryl LeBron James. And it was the two best designed guitars of all time. And he was holding them up in the thumbnail, and they were like blurred out. And I was like, oh, that's a PRS and an Ernie Ball. And I was right.
Boom.
And that was like his first big point, was the headstocks of both of them. Like the design of them is really smart. Like the 4x2 of the Ernie Ball and
the 4x2.
Why is 4x2 smart? And I'm not. That's not like I'm not.
Well, it's smart because you can have. You get the same like straight string pull of a six in line, but you have shorter. Your top strings are shorter, so you don't have to use string trees.
Yeah, you have better break angle.
But so isn't 3 and 3 the best?
Well, the problem with 3 and 3 is in the typical ones, they're like wide, so your strings are being pulled outward from the nut, so then they're not pulling straight through the nut.
So like the PRS, like I don't think the Ernie Ball is necessarily inherently better than a PRS headstock, but yeah, they both have the benefit of being a straight pull.
Interesting.
Yeah, they both solve the same problem in different ways. That's why the PRS headstock gets so thin as it goes up, so that the tuners can all be like straight from the string.
Wow, I never ever thought about that. I just thought about like the use angle, like
the actual tuning of them.
Yeah, like my hand is on all of them in a row on a strap.
Well, and see, so Fender has the benefit of
so Fender has a straight
being straight, and Gibson has the benefit of like being a manageable length, but like neither they both have inherent kind of problems.
Well, in Gibson,
yes, I see.
Like Gibson, the reason they get enough break angle is because the headstock is angled back,
right? Because of the angle,
But that's also why part of why it breaks so easily. But like Fender headstocks aren't angled back; they just like if you look from the side of a Fender neck, it just pitches down and then still goes straight, which is why you need string trees.
Yeah.
And maybe, like, I wonder if you could make the argument that the Ernie Ball one would be better if you used, like, a wound G. I don't know. I would think that the PRS, like, functionally is probably better because you still get more break on the third string than you do on a Ernie Ball one.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
But either way, they're both, like, interesting ways of solving a problem that isn't really that big of a problem, you know?
Right.
Especially
but it's cool.
A lot of guitars, I don't know, like if you think about a Les Paul headstock, it's not a straight break, but you don't have a trem, so it isn't as big of a deal. Like it becomes a bigger deal,
right?
If the string is binding in the nut,
if the strings are
becomes
moving,
a bigger deal if you have a trem than if you don't.
Right.
But that is part of why, like
it,
the
right?
G string on a Les Paul. That's why the G string's always going out of tune, is because it
sticks to the nut,
dude. Because it gets bound up in the crack on the nut, you know. And you got to pull it to the side a little bit.
You always got to grab it and pull it.
Why are you guys being gross all of a sudden? Ugh. Just kidding. I kid. I know why. Because you're filthy minded.
So I did something.
Oh, gosh. Give us details. Come on. You can't just say things without details.
No, that's all I want to say. I just did this thing. It was funny, though.
Well, I don't understand why you're so upset about it. I'm just kidding. I'm out of control. I'm sorry.
You are out of control.
It's because you're
angry. You're lashing out because
you're lashing out at us, and I'm sorry that you were wrong
because
Aaron.
we called you.
I was not wrong. I still don't know what I said. I'm sorry that
viewers.
Here's what the problem. I assumed too much of you. I mean, I assumed too much knowledge for you.
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you, Aaron. Viewers, call in
because we would
and
not
tell
assume
us.
that you
Are
set
Cole
up
and
your
I being
profile to obviously
unreasonable?
know that you were joking because you try to play innocent so much in that group. So like, why would you put in your profile that you're?
I don't play innocent. I am innocent.
I am innocent.
Dude, seriously, I'm going to send you all these like sentencing videos of like people have already been convicted of a crime and they're like, well, I didn't do it. I was not the driver. And it's like, we have you on video getting out of the driver's seat.
Sometimes they didn't do it. You know how many wrongful convictions we have in this country?
Yes, so that's what you're basing this on. So you were wrongfully convicted in Jatipwa.
Yes.
So viewers, please write in, and in the category of storytelling, do you side with Aaron in his cold hard facts or lack thereof, or do you side with Cole and I, who are just looking for a good story?
All they have is their feeling of superiority. This episode is sponsored by Country Wiring Shop. I just saw on Instagram that Sean was like remodeling or doing an SG shop build and taking a G400 and making it into something great. If you have an SG that needs some work, hit up Country Wiring Shop and they'll make it into an OMG. That stands for Original Metal Gangster. Original Magangster.
They'll turn your P bass into a PDQ.
A PB and J bass. PBQ?
Is there a B bass? Pretty darn quick.
There's a B bass. It's that Yamaha one.
So if you had a PB and J bass, they would have like a P bass pickup, jazz bass pickup, and a B.
Well, it's a BB.
Oh yeah,
BB
Yamaha
bass.
B. That's right. I think they have like the big humbucker, don't they?
Yes.
That'd be
it's like similar to like an Ernie Ball. Or wait. I think they have different kinds of pickups because this one that I'm looking at is basically like a PJ kind of setup.
Like the best thing,
precision jazz.
To give you guys a little peek behind the curtain here, we all bought professional grade mic stands.
True X. I'm not going to say what that profession is.
Yeah, that profession is amateur podcaster. I think Aaron and I both spent around $12 on ours. And
yes.
Phil spent $13, but his is red.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all like
and took like 5 weeks to come in the mail.
It was on a slow boat from China. But
it's worth
the
it.
best part.
What is that? Are you flipping your springs?
Yes.
Stupid.
Dude, you flipping your springs, bro? Bro, you flipping your springs?
Don't flip your springs until you're married, all right? And only with
no, you don't even like flip your springs afterwards. You let her do it.
Like studio like like a radio host would
articulating swing arms, if you will.
Mine only has 2 points of articulation.
Mine has
3, I guess.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3.
Yes, 3.
So, but the best part about these, you can like stand up. So I'm standing up right now.
Oh,
just, like,
sick!
Raise it up.
Mine's
so if we
not
had the
that
video
long,
on in
so.
the chat, you'd be staring straight at my crotch.
Dude. Okay, I'm gonna send you guys a link because I think if I ever buy a bass, I want to get one of these Yamaha BBs. This translucent matte black BB 735 is freaking sick.
Wasn't that like? Didn't Joe Branton love those for a long time? Because that was like, that was what Juan.
Well, they just like, and they just re-released them, so they have like a whole new line of them.
Are they pretty
like
cool?
a year or two ago? I think they look rad.
Phil, Aaron's gonna murder you.
Phil, are you thirsty or something? Because you're acting like a fool with your ice cup. I'm gonna murder you.
Deep cut. Aaron, do you care to explain?
I do not.
Ooh, I do like
Joke, insult?
It is like
First
a PJ.
cut is the deepest.
It's like a PJ bass.
Yeah, the pickups.
Oh, it's.
I just think they look really cool.
Okay,
That one is. Yeah, I don't really care about 5-string, but
So here's
just click on 4-string.
Here's my
and then
thoughts. I bought a
problem
5-string bass. I don't mean to brag.
Oh, Doug?
I bought a 5-string. It's got one more string.
Yeah, for those high notes.
Exactly.
Meedly-meedlies.
But here's the problem. There's a few problems. And this is probably known to everyone who knows anything about bass.
There are many problems.
But one thing you'll end up doing quite a bit when you're playing bass is like muting the strings that you're not playing. Because you get a lot more just like droning of, especially just like open strings, you know?
You should get one of those
One of those little
things.
rubber bands around the...
Yeah, like a little sweat.
No, just use a
those
sock.
little sweatbands.
Yeah,
for your guitar.
No, it's like a scrunchie. Remember?
Ooh,
Yeah,
remember
that's what it
scrunchies?
is.
I
yeah.
haven't seen one of those in a while.
I saw one like
Maybe it's because I
2
don't go
days
to
ago.
junior high anymore.
No, it's because your wife has short hair. That's why you haven't seen a scrunchie in a while.
Oh, dang, you was a man.
No, I'm just saying.
What was I going to say? Oh, so that is kind of a deal breaker for me, partially because I'm not good. Like, I'm sure if I was better at bass, having the extra string might be a benefit to me, but it doesn't outweigh the having to have one other string that you're worried about muting. And I guess I could get one of those scrunchy things, but
I've played bass and I've never had that concern. Is that why I'm bad at bass?
I don't know. Do you mostly play with a pick?
Maybe.
I don't. Maybe that doesn't even make a difference. Because I guess if you're playing with your fingers, it might happen less. Because like a lot of times you'd pluck one string and then rest it on the.
Yeah, your fingers are right
iron
there.
Rest stroke, you know.
Yeah, maybe I just do it. I just naturally mute the strings I'm not playing.
Yeah. I don't have to like.
Maybe that's
I don't
it.
like consciously think about it that much. But when you have this lower string, especially because it's lower and floppier, it's just always droning on. You know.
Because usually the strings that you're muting are
floppy.
like above or higher than what you're playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now you have this extra low string.
But I think part of it too, like I wanted to like that bass, but then I got that Geddy Lee bass, and seriously, I freaking love that thing.
Yeah, dude, because you're a big
I'm a huge Rush fan.
fan of the South. Oh. I thought you said generally.
Yeah, because Dukes, man. Duke boys. I'm one of the Duke boys.
Oh, dude, you are.
Dude, I would get so many like people asking me about that when I was really young and I'd never seen Dukes of Hazzard. Oh, like Bo and Luke? Like, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. My brother.
Yeah. Like, I'm a child. Stop talking about old, boring
I gotta watch your racist TV
stuff.
show.
Yeah, dude.
With some guy named Anus. I guess it's Enos, but still.
I do want to say that this episode is also sponsored by the Gabriel Tenorio String Company. I need to order some strings for my Stratocaster, I think, from him. It's lacking in some way, and I think that might be the thing to solve the thing that I want to solve.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because
That would be a good thing
Stratocasters
to
are
solve.
dumb guitars for dumb people.
That may also be true. I also do kind of regret buying this guitar.
Really?
No, only because I wish I would have got one without the humbucker in the bridge.
No, that's crazy talk.
Is it though?
Yes, because the bridge pickup on a Strat, like it's just not different enough from the middle and the neck.
Okay, that might be true. I probably get enough out of the middle.
Yeah,
Because I use the middle pickup the way that I would use like the bridge pickup on my Telly.
just like by itself.
Yeah, by itself and kind of like for like sharpish,
Yeah,
biting kind of rhythm strumming stuff.
yeah.
Like
Honestly, like,
power chords and
I
stuff.
have. In fact, I'll send you the pick guard that's for all 3 single coils because I took it off my American Strat so I could put a humbucker in the bridge. And it's better.
Dang.
And it's better
Dang.
because of it.
Do you have the whatchamacallit in there?
P-rail.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, dude.
The Prail. That might be fun. Do you have it like what's the thing that you put on it? The triple shot or whatever?
No. In fact, the way I have it set up, because with a Strat, there's like so much room on the pick guard, you can just like drill holes and put mini switches and crap like that.
Yeah, true.
But the way I have it set up is the third knob. I have like a master volume and a master tone. And then the third knob is a blend knob. So like if I turn it all the way down, it's just the P90 on the P rail.
Yeah.
And then if I turn it all the way up, it's a humbucker. So it's like blending in the
cool.
rail coil.
Nice.
And it works pretty good because I don't really like the rail by itself. And then I have the switching set up all crazy to where I can have like the neck and bridge together too, because that's another thing that actually I like a lot on Strats is the neck and bridge together. But that is one thing I like about Strats though, is they are very configurable. They have like tons of room under the pick guard that you can add crap in there if you want to. You can take the whole pick guard off and like solder it all, as a single piece. Like they're good for DIY type stuff.
Is your Strat heavy?
Not noticeably. Like, is yours? Does it feel like a
Maybe it's just that my Telecaster is so light that it feels heavy.
Yeah, your Telly is like noticeably light.
Because my Jazzmaster is heavy too, but I feel like my Strat is at least as heavy as my Jazzmaster, which seems
Really?
maybe not.
Do you have a scale? Like
I'd have to measure it, but
really
it probably
curious.
is not because my Jazzmaster is like heavy enough that it becomes burdensome after a while.
So this is kind of, I'm not proud of this, but I usually, when I buy a guitar, I'll like take a bunch of pictures of it, partially so that when I decide to sell it on a whim, I just have the pictures available already.
that's not why.
So, like,
why
I have
don't
a
be
Google
ashamed
Drive.
of that. That's pretty
I have a Google
awesome.
Drive folder with pictures of like pretty much every guitar I've owned, and in that I'll usually weigh it too, like with my little scale, and get like the exact weight of it. So
Do you have one of those like hangy scales?
It's just like
a fish scale?
drug dealer scale.
Okay,
just like a
I can
kitchen
balance-
scale?
I can usually balance. Yeah, it's just a kitchen scale, so I can usually balance it on to where like you can see the numbers through like the like waist of the guitar. You know what I'm saying? Like you set like the middle of the body on the guitar, and then like where the waist goes in.
Oh.
You can see the screen or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yes.
So actually, maybe I'll look up and see how heavy my Strat is. I probably have a picture of it, but I don't. It doesn't feel heavy. And honestly, Strats are still like probably my favorite body shape as far as how comfortable they are.
They're very ergonomic.
Yeah. And I think Jazzmasters look better because I'm so big and fat, but I
was just going to say that. I mean, not you. I was just going to say, I
was just going to say
don't
how big
like
and fat you are.
that I kind of feel gross holding a Strat.
Well, Tellys are even worse. And like Music
but
Man.
I feel like with a Jazzmaster, I feel like I was looking at the last time I played a show a week ago. I was looking at pictures and videos, and I was like, "Why does my guitar look so tiny?"
That's like
it's because I look so freaking huge. And then
because you're a monster.
Yeah, exactly. And then one of my sophomores was like, "Hey, Mr. Eisenhower, can I play your guitar?" And it's not the same guitar, but I have a junky guitar in my classroom. And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then she put the strap over her shoulder, and I was like, "Holy crap! It looks so giant on her frame, you know? Like, and I look like a monster."
Oh, very. You were trying to think of like a way to say it that was descriptive.
A word that doesn't
without
sound gross.
creepy. On her petite frame.
But the pause is probably gross too, I guess.
No, it's fine. It was just funny because I know how how much you try to avoid. Anyways. It's like me thinks loud her beautiful little frame. Fragile but strong frame. So that's like genuinely like I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but that's like part of the reason I assembled that Jazzcaster. It's because like I really liked Telecasters, but they looked so tiny on me. And they're not super comfortable to play either, but that was the main reason. But part of it was like, yeah, I don't look like as big of a doofus with a Jazzmaster as I do with a Telecaster. But Strats, like, I don't feel like they feel too small though. Not as bad as Telecasters, at least. So anyway.
I feel like Telecasters get away with it because I don't know. Like, I recognize that the Telecaster is smaller, but I feel like the Strat looks smaller. Maybe because it's so, like, sleek.
Maybe so, yeah. Because honestly, like, I'll go, like, that, one of those country bands I went and saw, their main guitarist was, like, this huge, you know, like, 400-pounder guy. And he was playing a Tele, and, like, I don't know. Didn't look weird.
Yeah, get out of your head. Guys, I have one thing to say to you. I apologize that you are so hung up on details, but thanks for friendship. I'm so sorry you're making yourself cry right now.
Do you have anything else you want to say about friendship, Aaron? You sure you've told us everything? You want to say about it?
You sure you gave us all the important details, Aaron?
I'm thankful for it.
Hey.
Oh wait, I have one other thing to say about the mentorship program. So no, it's like an aside. So at the time when I was posting like, "Oh, let me be your mentor" to everybody, apparently some dude asked for advice about, okay, let me backstep. So I get this friend request from this guy, and I was like, okay, cool, accept. And then he messaged me, and he goes, "Hey, I heard I should ask you to be my mentor." And I was like, okay, what? Apparently he had asked in the group for advice about like, oh, does anybody have any like suggestions for music to listen to while lifting weights or like weightlifting advice? And someone's like, oh, you should ask Aaron Abubo to mentor you.
What?
Who said that? Because that's awesome.
It may have been Jamie Davis, but anyway, so he did.
Aaron, this is a wonderful detail.
I totally forgot. So we chatted for a little while. It was funny.
What did you suggest?
I told him to listen to Hatebreed.
That's perfect.
Here, let me pull up the transcripts here.
Dude, I remember like when I
have receipts.
When we do test day, like I took weightlifting and all through high school. I minored in weightlifting. I got a minor. I received a minor in weightlifting. And I would like on test day, I would bring my CD player, like my Walkman, my Discman, and listen to Rage Against the Machine like as loud as possible while I was trying to bench, 195 pounds or whatever.
So this guy's name is Adam. Adam says, apparently per Gear Talk, I'm supposed to ask you to mentor me. Howdy. I say, haha, what's up? I'm not totally sure, to be honest. I was looking for recommendations for lifting playlists, and someone said, have you asked Aaron Abubo to mentor you yet? And now you're pretty much caught up.
Dude.
And then I said, sadly, I know little about lifting, but I do like to listen to Hatebreed while running on the treadmill. Well, perhaps our mentorship has completed. Thank you, good sir.
No, it's just begun.
And then I said, you were a great student. I have high hopes for your future. He said, they say mentorship takes a lot out of you. Has that been your experience? It really has. I poured my heart and soul into it. I hope you felt that. Hugs. You will forever have a piece of my heart.
See? That guy
gets it. The cardio piece.
That guy gets it. And so does
but that's that's a legitimately beneficial interaction for both of us, which is why I wish people would just calm down.
Did it benefit you?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that's a totally he got it. You he immediately knew what level you were on. You were both on the same level, having fun, just broing out, being bros.
We're just doing life together. We're just doing life together.
Doing life.
But that is not the type of
just loving on each other.
Type of interaction
that's true.
Jeff Clemens wants you to have, for example. He wants you to be like, "Oh, have you considered listening to the audiobook of the Holy Bible while you're lifting?"
I was like, "Well, have you prayed about whether or not you should be lifting in the first place?"
Did Jesus lift? Did Jesus even lift, bro?
I feel like
what you need to lift is lift up your cross.
Is kind of a
How about
vanity
that?
issue for you.
Yeah.
The Lord's gym.
All right, this episode is over.
What is that shirt?
His pain, my gain.
Pain, my gain.
His pain, my gains.
Lord's gym. Guys, thanks for friendship.
Can we have the mentor?
Thanks for friendship
program in our group?
Trying to figure out how to do it, but yes,
good.
I would very much like to.
Whatever you do, don't set it up so that don't screw up the group again to where Phil's accidentally posting as the Gear Slum podcast all the time. So as long as you can avoid that, then I support you.
All right, guys.
Yeah, and I might get freaked out and delete the whole group.
Happy group day to you, group. Thanks for friendship.
Yes. Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Slum.